Hi there. In this video, I thought I would talk about past lives and trauma. Before I do, though, I'd like to introduce myself just in case you haven't come across me before. My name is Wynn Andrus. My business name is Get Life Flowin', and I'm a life coach and a soul doula, supporting you in rebirthing your soul so that you can step into this existence with more grace and ease and flow by clearing the pain, suffering, and limitations from your personal past, past lives, and ancestral past. Now, on to the video. So, I have a lot of people come to see me for past life regression, which is really interesting, and a lot of people think it's nothing more than just idle fun and games, right? But there's actually a much deeper purpose to exploring past lives. When we delve into a past life, it allows us to explore unexplained behaviors and patterns that could be as a result from a past life trauma. And what's important to know about trauma is that it's not necessarily about the event. Two people can experience the same event and come away from it feeling differently, because it's about how our body responds to the trauma. It's about how we clench and brace against the emotional and physical threat that we're going to be experiencing in the trauma. So perhaps you find that in your life you have a pattern of always arguing with people, or maybe even bullying people. This argumentative fight response could be from a past life where you were treated unfairly, where you had to fight to be heard, to be seen, to be accepted. Perhaps it was in your family of origin, or maybe in your place of work. But it was always like a fight. Please see me, please hear me, please accept me, please just allow me to be me. You might also find that you have a pattern of not being able to settle. That you're always running from one place to another, Maybe it's at one job to another. There's just no sense of calm and safety and groundedness. And that could be because in a past life, and that response, by the way, is the flight response, where it's always running away from something. And it could be because in a past life, you were running for your life in a war and strife situation. Another response is how we can just shut down. We might go blank in the face of conflict or trauma. And that is known as a freeze response. It's like that deer in the headlight where you just suddenly freeze. You think, if I just be really, really still and really, really small, they're not going to notice me. I'm going to be like that little bunny that's just frozen. And then the wolf is just going to pick me up and carry me to its den and then drop me. And then I can just, when they're gone, shake it off and then go on my merry way. But being always constantly locked in the freeze response is not a healthy place to be. And it could be because in a past life situation, you had to completely submit. You had to play dead to survive. So exploring that situation can bring a new understanding and a release. Maybe you wonder why you're such a people pleaser, why you've always got to keep everybody happy, just make the peace and keep everybody happy. That response is known as the Fawn response. You just want to be the peacemaker. You want to keep everybody happy. You just want to have everything just go tickety-boo. No strife, no conflict, please. And that could be, maybe you might have been burned as a witch in a past life. And so you learned to play small. You learned to people please just to keep yourself safe. Perhaps you find that you've got a particular fear. You wonder, why am I so afraid of water? Why am I so afraid of snakes? I've never had anything in this life where I've had a scary situation with water or a snake. Or maybe it's a particular fascination where you've just always really fixated on a particular thing in life. So for example, I had a past life regression with somebody who admitted that she is really strongly affected by anything that has to do with injustices abduction and child abuse. And when we did her past life regression, she discovered that she had been abused as a child, unfortunately. But it did help her have a real understanding and a greater level of compassion for not just the children, but for herself, and why she feels so compelled to do anything she can to help support people in those situations. So when we look at past lives, it helps us explore the cords that are connected from that past life to this life. It helps us. It helps us stop repeating the pattern from that past trauma, so we can learn the lessons that need to be learned, so we can cut the cords and allow for a deeper understanding and a chance for a new way of being in this life. Now, there could be a part of you that's thinking, well, maybe the trauma I'm experiencing is just from this life. Maybe. It could be. But it could be a repeat of traumas that you've carried over from past lives. The question is, do you want to carry it into the next life? Or do you want to learn the lessons that need to be learned and discontinue the pattern so you are not repeating it in the next life? So, something to consider, a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding, more freedom, more acceptance. I know I had a past life regression where it helped me accept a feeling that I was suffering. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but I was really struggling with feelings of guilt. And when I experienced a past life, I realized that the guilt that I was experiencing this life was unneeded, because the connection from the past life and this life was a completion of a karmic debt. And so once that debt was completed, I no longer needed to be with that person.